Hello, my Bill 5000 Nation. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. If not, I hope it gets better from here. We are back with a special request coming from a real good friend of the channel, Nexpo. They didn't request like a specific video, or they might have. I just didn't get a chance to see it or catch it before the premiere went off because they requested during premiere, so I wrote it down really fast. If you had a video specifically, I do apologize. I just came across one. It's just kind of sticking with the theme of the weekend. The YouTuber went missing yesterday. Today, Redditors that vanish. I'm excited. I've never watched Nexpo. Dave actually was one of the ones that also suggested I watch Nick Crawley along with a few other people, and you know something, they ain't failed me yet, so let's give her a go. Go ahead, turn them lights down low, put on something comfy, cuddle up with something special. Let's get the down low with Nexpo. I like that. Kind
There's
of,
something about mysteries rooted on Reddit that's simply fast.
kind of has a. They said they do a lot of collaborations with Nick Crawley, so you can kind of feel the similarity between them. I'm liking that. I'm liking it.
Fascinate me. The variety of daily users from all walks of life congregating on one single public forum has created a sense of community that's nearly unmatched in the current online landscape. Because of this, the website's given us the ability to look into our fellow Redditors' post histories, giving us a small peek into the lives they live. Oftentimes, these are mostly mundane. However, if you do a bit of digging, you'll find some that stand anomalous, abandoned, and forever embedded within the corner they carved online. In 2017, a user named Flip made a post explaining that they're eager to try out a drug by the name of Datura. While the initial response was greatly against it, Flip ignored their advice and did it anyway, creating disturbing update comments and leaving behind baffled onlookers that feared the worst had happened to them. This is the story of Flip, a
Oh,
Redditor
God.
that vanished. Our mystery begins on the r/drugs subreddit.
A community of people who look out for each other. Official
On the night of
weekly
April
free
17th
for all.
of 2017, Flip would jump in with the simple question. Finally got my hands on some Datura. How much should I take? Their post reads the following. Hi guys. I finally got some Datura to try out. I'm free tomorrow and have the house to myself, so I'm really excited to try the effects of this interesting plant. I have around 60 seeds, some dried flowers and leaves. How much should I take for a nice first-time trip? I was thinking of crushing up X seeds and making tea with them, drink the tea and smoke a couple of leaves while the tea is starting to take effect. Would 15 seeds be enough? Sources on the internet tell me a regular dose is around 10 to 20, but I've seen some talk about over 30 seeds. Thanks guys. After this thread went live, the overwhelming majority of commenters expressed caution.
Never even heard of this shit. I don't fucking know, bro. Stick with shrooms and weed. It's natural.
Warning that if they were to do it, it could have permanent, lifelong effects and can even cause death.
Don't fuck that.
A user
No.
named Rect recalled their prior experience with Datura, claiming that they're still scarred from it in hopes of deterring the OP from giving it a try. I bought 2 Datura Inoxia plants from a local greenhouse and ate and smoked both of them over the course of about 2 weeks. I never noticed too many effects initially. Dry eyes and mouth, hot flush skin, rapid heartbeat, but I was 100% in a state of psychosis that whole time and for about 2 weeks after I stopped using it. Like someone here said, it's a deliriant, so I wasn't even aware of how totally fucked I was. My friends got increasingly worried about me, and I finally broke down mentally. About a month later, I got diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and severe panic disorder with derealization and depersonalization.
Oh my god.
While the effects
You don't need to do that drug. That's a bad drug. Don't do that natural drug. That's a no natural drug. Stick with weed, people. Have you a nice beer after you cut grass, you know. Smoke a nice bowl before you go to bed and just leave it at that. Just leave all the weird shit alone. Stick with what you know. You know?
Felt by wrecked were severe. Another commenter shared that it's not always the case. According to a Logarithm the Great, they claim that the potency of the drug can vary from person to person and even sometimes through the time of day it's taken. After reading this, I went forth and cross-checked their claim with the psychedelic education resource named thethirdwave.co and found that while the time of day assertion isn't substantiated, Datura's so-called fatal dose ranges pretty widely. According to this guide, a dose as small as 100 milligrams of dry seeds have been known to kill, while others have taken substantially more than that and lived. Considering how heavily any drug's effects can vary from person to person, this declaration isn't that surprising. However, it is noteworthy.
Wow. So it's just the
So-
luck of the draw.
How many seeds should Flip and Flop take?
None. Zero. Goose bruh.
Exactly 0. None. I hope this is a shitpost. Good luck and report back, please. Best effects will be achieved by doing none of it, I believe. Throw that fucking hell in the garbage. Sounds pretty unanimous.
Yeah, don't fucking do
Let's
it,
see how
boy.
I took it.
He
Update.
did it.
I've crushed some seeds, around 15 to 16, in my mortar and put them in a glass of water. I've added some lemon juice and sugar to mask the taste. I'll just have to roll my joint with the datura leaves and I'll be set to go. I've decided I'll be sipping on the tea and slowly smoking the leaves until I feel the effect is strong enough.
No, you want to stop before that.
Of course.
It's just gonna get worse. You don't you
After
know
this,
you don't want to stop when you think you're good. You want to stop before you think you're good because it's going to keep getting worse. That's everything. Are you fucking stupid? Dumbass.
commenters were questioning why they'd subject themselves to such a dangerous substance. They were wished good luck and were given advice for the phenomenon that they were about to experience. For Flip and Flop, it was the point of no return. The train left the station, and they were on a one-way track to the inevitable consequences.
Well, it is magical. Just more like black magic. He'll find out soon enough.
Of Datura.
I like that one. Oh, fuck.
It was at this point that commenters were tuned in. Everyone knew what was about to happen. However, hope for the best remained abundant. Remind me posts, well wishes, and questions on an update flooded the space. And, at least in that moment, all eyes were on the OP. "5:55 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
April 18th of 2017. Google.com, how normal again, stop now. Needless to
Google.com.
say, everyone's concerns were validated. However, it was good to know that the OP was still alive. The replies here were mostly well wishes, with a clear mood of apprehension. A user named Emilsko pled for the OP to reply to the thread when things became normal again, and another named Pest P gave their 2 cents on the matter as well. They explained that they'd ordinarily reassure the OP that they're going to be okay. However, considering the unpredictable nature of the substance and their own personal experience, there unfortunately aren't any guarantees.
Man.
5:58 in the evening. Nearly exactly 12 hours later. What you're looking at is a GIF posted by a Redditor named Nitris in the gaming subreddit. It's allegedly depicting mammoths in an accurate battle simulator. Yeah, they nailed that one. So why are we here? Well, because someone we know very well by this point made their way to this post specifically. Please, these big dog are fighting, not okay. It appears to me that Flip and Flop's trying to claim that, please, these big dogs are fighting, not okay. With the big dogs, of course, being their interpretation of the mammoths in that GIF.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, it's safe to say that Flip and Flop's discovery of this post likely didn't do them any favors.
No.
Depictions of an animal quite literally launching another one in the air while under the influence of something as unpredictable as Datura would probably mess me up pretty badly. But that's just my guess.
It's realistic, remember? Oh, God.
Unfortunately, after this post, though, Flip and Flop would never return. Their thread continued to rack up comments pleading for any sort of update. However, through all of this, fear remained abundant that the worst had happened.
3 months later, he's dead. What the fuck?
Sadly, most of the search results surrounding the username Flip and Flop aren't useful. I was hoping to dig up accounts that they might have migrated to on other websites, but I frustratingly didn't obtain much. Scouring the surface web is an uphill battle. We can find a considerable amount of posts asking about him. However, concrete answers to that are non-existent. There was a Flip and Flop with 1P account I found that could have been a potential lead. However, considering that the last post they made was 8 years ago on the NoFap forum, it's needless to say that I was only left with dead ends. Speaking of dead ends,
I don't know what that means.
the following is a list of accounts and their current status I found on other websites with the name Flip and Flop. Imager, dead. Facebook, dead. StumbleUpon, dead. PhotoBucket, dead. Reddit, dead. Closemaster, doesn't work. Taringa.net, dead. Babyblog.ru, this is getting weird, but dead. I'm sure you get the picture by this point.
Dead.
The name is surprisingly common, and the results increase tenfold once you factor in the other spelling of Flip and Flop. Brute forcing our way into tracking this person down is only going to result in wasted time and a massive headache. So I'm going to pause my search here and pivot my focus towards the actual drug he took because my curiosity's piqued. What even is Datura? How serious really is it?
Yeah.
Is it actually as fatal as it's made out to be?
Is it?
To answer this, I made my way to a non-profit educational resource by the name of arrowit.org that specializes in providing information about various psychoactive plants and chemicals. In their entry about Datura, they claim that it's a woody-stalked, leafy herb growing up to 2 meters. It produces spiny seed pods and large white or purple trumpet-shaped flowers that face upward. Most parts of the plant contain atropine, scopolamine, and hyoscyamine, and has a long history of use in both South America and Europe, and is known for causing delirious states and poisonings in uninformed users.
Damn.
This definition got me curious on the effects of atropine, scopolamine, and hyoscyamine, and so I dug a bit further.
Okay.
According to Arrowid, these are known as tropane alkaloids, capable of producing extreme psychoactive effects, including disorientation, confusion, hallucinations, delusions, panic, and more.
Because it's killing you, right?
Furthermore, the resource
Like, ain't that how things that make you trip do? Like, it's introducing like small amounts or amounts of poison into your system that are literally killing you. You're just not dying from it. Like, you're just going through some shit. I mean, ain't if I'm wrong, tell me. I don't care. If I'm right, tell me. I really like that, though.
states that in this class of hallucinogens, namely, users are, quote, absolutely convinced that the hallucinations and delusions are, in every sense, real, and may attempt to interact with them. This can range from amusing to dangerous. I see. This almost leaves me to wonder what kind of experience Flip and
amusing.
Flop had, since they can vary pretty widely.
I don't know. His day already went to shit when he seen the 2 big dogs beating the shit out of each other.
As we know by this point, an update from their aftermath is non-existent, and at this time, We have yet to gather a detailed, first-hand account about a Datura trip. So what is it really like? A user on a website named steamit.com shared their story about 3 years ago. In their post, they claimed that they had taken about 8 dried seeds and were eager to experience the effects. After doing so, however, they were immediately met with extreme thirst, causing their, quote, mouth to dry up in a horribly scary way. The dose in which you get active effects is extremely close to the amount needed for a fatal overdose. Following this, they share, in detail, what it was they went through. After about an hour, I felt a weird mix of euphoria and dysphoria. It had a bizarre sense of fun to it, as reality and imagination blended to form one. It gave me a very trippy feeling, which was at the time chilling and scary. After quite a long time, maybe 2 hours, I felt poisoned as I can't remember how I acted or how I perceived the world exactly. I felt like I was dying, honestly. I thought it was quite a good way to pass out. Everything felt surreal, and I definitely had some weird hallucinations, which at the time felt realistic and normal. I went to bed and went to sleep quickly. I had a really weird dream in which something that looked like the Mothman was chasing me, and I had to combat it with a lot of weapons that were homemade. As I did, the creature became outrageous. That's all I remember from the event. The next morning, I experienced depersonalization, photophobia, depression, anxiety, and a horrible hangover that lasted more than a week. This substance is just not worth it.
Hell no. Fuck
Jumping
that.
over to a website named psychonautwiki.org, we can observe yet another Datura story from 2012. While this
Okay.
person's account is incredibly detailed, one section stood out to me, reading the following. About 15 to 20 minutes after downing the potion, I was already feeling very drunk and distended from my body. I hadn't even stood up from my original seat. I was just battling nausea. I had been fighting an incredible urge to purge since the first sip, and considering the sheer intensity of the confusion I was facing, I was abandoning the idea that I was going to peacefully meditate myself into another plane of thought. I didn't even make it to the bathroom. I purged right back in the pot I prepared my brew in before I even got a chance to stand up. I might be paranoid, but I think this may have saved my life. I faded out a memorable consciousness after stumbling to the bathroom. The fades seemed to happen quite a bit. I was slipping in and out of consciousness. With Datura, I still seem to function while I'm out, as opposed to the more familiar nod associated with opiates. With an opiate, I wake up right where I faded out. But with Datura, I wake up in a room I don't remember walking into, in the middle of doing things, or talking to people in contexts that don't make any sense, similar to a drunken psychosis.
Wow. Fuck that. I don't
No,
want none of that.
it doesn't take much more of an explanation to understand why Flip and Flop's actions were ill-advised. Considering the claim from Steemit about the fatal dose being incredibly close to the one in which you feel the effects, combined with the possibility that Flip and Flop didn't have anyone with him to make sure he was okay, it all seemed like the perfect storm of what not to do when trying out a substance for the first time. As a matter of fact, in some ways, it almost seemed like too perfect of a storm.
It did, didn't it?
What on this page stands out to you as a bit ingenuine? Here, I'll give you a hint. The profile was created on April 17th, the very same day that their one and only post was made. Being entrenched in the world of internet mysteries, observations like this stand out to me like a sore thumb. It appears to me that this account was made for the sole reason of discussing their story about trying Datura. While, sure, they potentially could be separating this from their personal accounts and life due to the taboo nature of something like this, it
Or they're just one of
unfortunately
those-
discounts the validity of their entire account.
Yeah.
Furthermore, the fact that they used a throwaway profile for this post explains the lack of other social media or forum handles with the name Flip and Flop existing online. Without any sort of hint at their location, their main account, or their interests, tracking down the actual person and cross-checking a potential case record is impossible.
Crazy.
Now, don't get me wrong here. While I'm entertaining the idea that this could be fabricated, the
Yeah.
sequence of events that took place lend credence to this being real. If we look at the post, it was made at 5:21 p.m. Central on April 17th of 2017. Over the course of the next 26 minutes, Flip and Flop would go from asking about trying it to having it prepared. If we're considering the potential that their mind was made up on doing it and they had everything on hand, then this preparation time frame checks out.
Yeah.
Furthermore, considering the fact that they made their first update comment at 5:55 in the morning also drives home the point that they could have been enduring their Datura trip all night, falling in and out of consciousness. If they reside in the US, then getting up that early just to post an update comment about your fake story seems like a bit of a stretch. I mean, we've seen
Possibly not.
determination like this before,
Yeah.
but something about this comment really drives this story home. Looking back, I suppose I entertained the idea of this being fake because I guess I just really hope it is. I hope there wasn't a loss of life after Flip and Flop's curiosity led them to try a
Right.
dangerous substance. I really hope we're all being bamboozled by a poster that simply wanted to make their mark, forever
Yeah.
cementing their creation within Reddit history. But
Reddit's good about that though.
that's something that, at this point in time, unfortunately can't be answered.
Bro. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you
Shit. That was so nice and polite. There's still 2 minutes left. Is there stuff at the end of it? Mm, Cool. I like that. Thank you so much for the suggestion. If there was an actual video that you wanted me to react to, please leave it in the comments of this one. I'll get to it. I promise. And I next week I have all kinds of requests, so it happens. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes I get to pick some. You guys get to pick sometimes. Sometimes I just sit back and let y'all just pick it all. I don't care. All right. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you so much for the suggestion. All right. And like I said, if there is an actual video you wanted me to react to other than the one I just did, please leave it down in the comment below and I will most definitely react to it. All right. Oh, did you guys enjoy it? I enjoyed it. I figured stick with the theme. YouTuber went missing. Redditors go missing. That was a little weird though. This one was weird. Just weird. The other one was creepy. This one's weird. Like, it's weird and creepy weekends, bro. Creepy weird weekends. Oh, we've started something new. All right. If y'all enjoyed this video, please go down there, hit the thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you're a fan of the spooky, scary, strange, or any kind of weird video that's out there that I come across or people tell me about, like if you just watch like anything, and you just want someone to react to it because it's weird, that's me. This is a weird channel. That's what I do. All right. If you're a fan of spooky, scary, strange, or anything out there that I might get a chance to react to, think about subscribing. We'll have fun together. If not, we'll figure it the hell out. As always, be good to one another. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Some drugs you just don't need to do, bro, even if they are natural. Like, I don't think you should take something that's killing you. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to die, that's one thing, but you don't want to die to get fucked up, to feel like you're living. That seems kind of contradictory. Contradictory? Is that a word? Fuck, who cares? It is now.